Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report. Coming to you today, it's John. Kaiser's here on the sofa one more time. We were out a little bit this morning, and he's got some running in. He got the zoomies out, and he's relaxing now. Speaking of relaxing, I wish that some of these people on mainstream media would relax a little bit on their commentaries on whatever the cabinet picks are that are being made by Trump right now, especially the Matt Gaetz thing, which everybody's mind is on fire over on the left-hand side, and on mainstream media. They just cannot handle the fact that this man was picked by President Trump. But they need to remember that the mainstream people of the United States that made their wishes ever present during this election should be continued to be heard, and they trust, obviously, Donald Trump to put together a cabinet to take care of the problems that exist right now. And for them to come out and start about lawfare and how corrupt it's going to be with Matt Gaetz, and all of the nonsense that you're going to hear about, it's going to be, aimed at getting certain people, including, if you look at what Adam Schiff is out there saying right now, he's going to start up another Schiff show here before too long over the Matt Gaetz appointment. And whether or not he will be ratified by the Senate and pass through is another whole story that we have to wait and see the outcome of. And we'll go from there. I'm not going to be upset. I don't know much about the man or what his past history is, but he has sure instilled fear into the left side and mainstream media for some reason that we would like to know about. So if he's holding back on letting us know things until after he's confirmed, that's one thing. But here, just take a look at this. And here we go.
The shock is intense. That is how one source describes to CNN the reaction from inside the Department of Justice now to the news that Donald Trump has tapped Matt Gaetz to be the next Attorney General of the United States.
You know, nightmare with me. How much damage could he theoretically do?
I mean, it's sickening to think that this person could be in charge of all of the different things that affect Americans across the board.
You could literally hear the jaws dropping to the floor.
Donald Trump announced on Truth Social that he is nominating Matt Gaetz to be the Attorney General of the United States of America. During the campaign, I thought if Trump won, he would do the worst things I could imagine. Turns out, I don't have much of an imagination.
One DOJ official called it, quote, truly stunning, and another labeled it, quote, insane.
What this Gaetz pick would mean for the future of the department.
They are absolutely horrified, Anna, and that's not an exaggeration.
Are you not entertained? I mean, this is the most entertaining transition I've ever seen.
And this nomination reflects the crudest contempt and disrespect for the rule of law.
All right, this is a very serious pick, and Donald Trump is obviously telegraphing that he means business.
Well, it must be the worst nomination for a cabinet position in American history.
I mean, I think we're headed for one of the most, probably the most corrupt presidency we've ever seen in our lifetime here in the United States.
This is going to be a red alert moment for American democracy.
This nomination needs to be withdrawn.
He is there to weaponize. And, you know, I am not into these doomsday scenarios. I don't buy into them. But as somebody who spent a career at the Justice Department, this is of grave concern to me.
Yeah.
What's it thinking, Colonel?
So do you think maybe that there's some worried people both on both sides of the aisle that are adamant about this man not being installed in that position as Attorney General? I would say positively yes. Then the other uproar is about RFK Jr. being appointed. And they don't like that. And they want to come out with everything and mainstream media about worm brain and all of that nonsense that has been spewed trying to cancel him from running for president. And now that he's up for a cabinet position, they're going to retrench all of that, dig it up, and slap it out onto the news channels for you to digest one more time. But they need to realize and get it through their feeble little minds at MSNBC and CNN, NBC, ABC, and CBS need to realize that America has spoken. We put in a person that we wanted to fix the things that have been broken over the last 10 years by the left side of the aisle and aided and abetted by the right side of the aisle in some cases, and those people will be flushed to the top and then pulled out. But mark my words, if he does not in some fashion go after term limits in the first 100 days, then we're going to have the same problem over and over and over again, where we have these people come in and expect a seat for life and then don't leave, they don't accomplish anything, and they do not vote on behalf of we the people. And that's why we elect them and send them there to do. And if they're not doing it, then they need to be removed through elections or through term limits. And term limits are vitally important for us to get back hold of this republic and make this republic as designed to work with people that come out of a regular walk of life, which they have achieved some successes in, and bring those successes and ideas and mental capabilities to the position that they're being elected in, whether it's House, whether it's Senate, whether it's a cabinet position, which is what you see happening now. He is going after a brain trust of people that he feels will accomplish what this country needs to be accomplished or have accomplished to get back on the track of the way the country and the Constitution was designed.
Etsy witch, $7.99 to make your life a living hell. Brace yourself.
He set up Kamala Harris for failure. He set up the Democratic Party for failure. But I also want to be clear that the Democratic Party specializes in failure. They're incompetent, they're pathetic, and they lied to the American people and thought that they would get away with it. The cover-up on Biden's mental decline was very much real, and the fact that the party overall felt the need to lie to the American people and their own base goes to show you how little respect they have for their own voters.
I'm in danger.
We can't go to that home because of safety precautions.
So you feared the Trump houses. The people on FEMA were fearing the Trump houses like they were fearing people with vicious dogs in their backyard.
Exactly.
all y'all who are complaining about Trump doing mass deportations, how about this? How about you host a migrant family? In fact, why don't you host 2 migrant families to show us how much you really care? Because until you're going to host a family on your own, you don't get to complain, because we the people have made it loud and clear that we do not want to fund our invasion anymore.
We don't have time for political partisan fighting over somebody not getting the special interest dollars that they need. And the waste in government right now is staggering. And while we're looking at, these trillions and trillions of dollars in debt that we're have accumulated, we need to get back on track and get that balanced budget that we so sorely need. And to do that, we have to cut a lot of waste out to get back to a situation where we can start paying back that debt until it is down and balanced. We have half of a Congress and half of a Senate that are sitting there worried about maintaining their status quo and could give a darn less about you, me, or anybody else out there that may have voted for them or voted against them, but they don't care. They just start running for re-election the minute you elect them. And these are the people that need to move on. Go back to a walk of life if you ever had one, because now we have career politicians that come out of school, get into politics, and they're there all their life, which means simply all they have accomplished is the fact that they can spend 4 years in college and maybe some postgraduate degrees along with it, but no practical experience in not only the job that they want to be elected to be in, but the fact that they have never accomplished anything outside of going to school in their life. And this is the career politician that we need to shun and give a wide berth to from here on in, because we see what their accomplishments have brought the United States of America, and it's brought us to a place where we now have a social revolution of the people saying we are sick and we are tired of politics as politics go, and we need somebody to come in, upset the apple cart, get us what we need to survive as a country, give us our strength back in the world stage, and give us our strength back and our families back, and get out of the education system with your pet little peeves and institutions that you want to change because you believe that what you've been indoctrinated to in your school systems right up through college and postgraduate degrees have installed in the minds of Americans today, especially the younger Americans.
Interesting. Very interesting.
This has to come to a stop. We have a cabinet being put together right now that will go in with the main feature is to fix what's wrong and make it work again for the people, not for a select few of elites that think that they are entitled to everything, and certainly not to the communistic thinkers that are in government right now. They need to be pushed aside, because we need to get back to what the Constitution was written and make sure that the letter of law that it is enacted.
It's showtime.
We have Adam Schiff screaming and hollering about the poor people that are escaping communism can't be held in Mexico anymore because they're at harm. Well, maybe they should not have piled in to try to cross a border illegally, number one. And number two, is the Remain in Mexico policy was put there for a reason. And these people that are coming through, if you take a minute and watch what little bit of the news runs on the people coming across, you'll notice that they have the latest, greatest Nike Airs on their feet. They have all kinds of sweats and things that are very expensive, some which I don't go out and buy because I believe they're overpriced, but these people are dressed in it. Does that seem like that they're running away from anything? Does that seem like they're impoverished? They all have beautiful backpacks. They're carrying tents in some cases. And when the Chinese come through, these are Chinese men of military age that are coming through, and when they're questioned by the border guards, they're standing at parade rest just like they are in the Chinese military. Watch for yourself and make your own decisions. Do not believe what Adam Schiff says about anything. Did you not learn that he lied so much that it caused a impeachment against a president with lies? And he was in charge of the lie fest that brought about those impeachments, trying to get rid of Donald J. Trump when he was president. And now he's still at it. So we need to stay away from mainstream media. Legacy media has shot themselves in their own heads because they took the wrong side. They lied to us. They lied to us for 4 years about the cognitive abilities of a sitting president. They lied to us for the last 17 months about Kamala Harris's ability to even run for president. And then they continue to lie to us about now about the picks that are being put together for a cabinet by a president-elect. Oh, by the way, they lie to you still about President-elect Trump. They make up whatever is convenient for them, for their narrative, to take to the weak minds of this country and whip them up to think that they're being told the truth, while all the while it's an agenda to get them to do their bidding, and they're using the media to push that narrative down your throats. And if you don't, or you doubt this at all, just wake up tomorrow and turn on MSNBC and listen to Morning Joe. You can't get more decisive than Morning Joe and some of these nutcases on The View. And just go round and round with any of them. CNBC has its better quality people there, but they're still on an agenda basis. And maybe you have one or two of those people of the talking heads that will be truthful with you, but it's highly doubtful. You have to take everything you hear with a grain of salt from legacy media anywhere. I mean, listen, it is a bad situation. They are dying on the vine. And if this administration gets what the cabinet is that he like to have, it'll be by a miracle if they confirm all of them. But you've got some really very smart people, and we're going to get this country back on track, headed into the wind, and launch some real programs that will benefit middle America and the working men and women that keep this country rolling. And it will happen. It's going to happen. And you can feel the ease of people already. As I said yesterday, the calmness is palpable, and we're excited that we're going to have the wind of change come through here, and like Mary Poppins, we'll make everything go down with a spoonful of sugar, and we will be the beneficiaries of a great government one more time. And hopefully we'll re-elect people in the next election that will continue that effort to bring us back to where this country was designed to be. And we are the leaders of the free world. Make no mistake about that. So it's Friday. We're going into a weekend again. It's going to be a beautiful fall weekend here in Tennessee, East Tennessee, and we're looking forward to it. We may get out and about, and if I do, we'll have a camera with me, and we'll get some film. Kaiser and I will go somewhere, see something, and film it, and we'll get it to you over the weekend on a weekend special report. But in case we don't get the cooperation of weather and road availability to get into some parts of Appalachia are still very sketchy. FEMA is not forthcoming in the western North Carolina district as they should have been, but I guess that they're on to them about that now with the investigations into what they pulled in Florida when they decided to, if you had a Trump sign or you looked like a Trump supporter or you were flying an American flag, they bypassed you. I'm not saying that that happened in western North Carolina, but if it can happen in Florida, it certainly could happen there. So from the Kaiser Report, we're going to let you go for the weekend celebration. I guess we got a lot of great college football games coming up on Saturday and some NFL's business on Sunday. And I guess you're all looking forward to getting back to normalcy without all these election ads being pumped at you every 5 minutes. And I noticed that my cell phone messaging went down a little bit since the election closed. There are some politicians still asking for money. Help save me. I need to survive, and I need to hold on to this seat because I worked so hard to get onto a job I didn't have to do much in. That's my take on it. But anyway, from the Kaiser Report, we wish you a very happy weekend. We'll probably get a short or so out to you over the weekend, depending on where we go, who we see, and what we do. But I would like you to say a prayer for this country, say a prayer for the cabinet appointments that are being made, and say a prayer for the louts that we have in government, that they will see this thing through without a lot of partisan nonsense to go along with it. So with that, from the Kaiser Report, I'd like you to stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report for all your commentary and quick news looks. So enjoy, have a great day, and I'll give you one more meme on the way out, and God bless. See you Monday morning. Bye-bye now.
Crazy Nancy Pelosi. She's crazy as a bedbug.
195 voted that women do not have a right to contraception. Contraception. So again, women should know how disrespected they are, because these are toadies. You know, the Speaker of the House is a toady of Trump. We will win the House. Hakeem Jeffries will be the Speaker, and that's going to be very important for women and for the future of our country. But also on January 6th, that he will have that gavel.
We will win the House. Hakeem Jeffries will be the Speaker.
Back now with major breaking news and a race call to announce this evening. Decision Desk HQ can now project that Republicans will keep control of the House of Representatives. No! Means they will have at least 218 seats, Democrats at 209. So still another 10 or 11 seats to call. This is enormous. That means Republicans will control the House, the Senate, and the White House. That means a Republican majority leader in the Senate and now a Republican Speaker of the House when Donald Trump takes office on January 20th.
And my Lord, we're in much more trouble than I ever thought we were.